So, Mitch, what is this we're hearing about Thanos? Possible MCU future? What is this?
Yeah, apparently they have. It's not like a concrete thing. It's more of like an idea they're throwing out there. And I want to say it comes from MCU Cosmic. I'm pretty certain it comes from
Okay.
Jeremy. Pretty certain that they're toying with the idea of bringing Thanos back somehow, some way, someplace, sometime.
Uh,
For what reason? I don't know. Don't know. No idea. But he was the one that's made them like stupid amounts of money. Two
right.
movies. So why not?
I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, you're introducing the multiverse first and foremost, so you could do it there, and like he could be completely different at the same time, which would maybe make sense.
I say there's 1,000 ways you can bring it back.
Exactly.
It doesn't even have to be like an alternate reality version. You can just literally, you could do Thanos Rising, like do the prequel, actually give us his backstory, and at the end of that, have Death bring him back.
That would be.
And do it that way. Yeah. Or even you go to Donny Cates route and you have really old Thanos and you bring old Thanos back to us.
That would be on it. He's trying to come back and do some messing with things. Yeah.
Yeah. You could say, like, if you're going to do old Thanos, it's the one time a Thanos failed. You just say that literally the one shot they had at winning was the only time that they actually won.
Right.
So it's like, right, I'm going to fix the one thing that Thanos lost, and you can have old, just get Brolin back, give him a long beard.
Yeah.
There you
honestly, that would be kind of cool. And I mean, since they can mess with timelines, jumping through time, alternate realities, you could literally do anything you want with it. And like you said, Thanos, he's a big money maker, and if I assume if they were to do like a standalone, like let's say hypothetically to do a Thanos Rising movie, I think that would be a money maker, honestly. Being like, see
Make
exactly how. Right.
Make it serious.
Oh, that would be so much better. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you can even start that in Eternals, because there is an obvious connection there with those two.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just spin it out of that. You could just do it in Doctor Strange 2, in Multiverse of Madness, and do it that way. There's so many ways you could do it.
Yeah, possibilities are there. And it's interesting because we know how it works. You bring back characters rarely. That's why they killed off many villains, because you're like, well, the next movie's clearly not going to use this one because we want to sell more merch. But then again, Thanos, between two movies he was prominent in, he had 10 different variations of his, look. They definitely produced a bunch of merchandise. So,
yeah.
I mean, you just look at the Hot Toys, you're like, oh, goddamn, I can't believe how much they produced out of this guy. So,
but how many of those Hot Toys actually saw the light of day?
Oh, I know the one with the sword. Every collector seems to be getting that one, from Endgame, because holy crap, that is a magnificent figure. So it's that one was the best selling. Obviously, Infinity War, it's the bald one, and he looks like Steve Austin. So that one not as good, but if you maybe make it a series like you said on Disney Plus, and maybe if you jump around a few different time periods. You could change up his look, his age, which would kind of match up with the rumors that maybe they wanted a young Thanos somewhere. Again, Eternals would make sense.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I'd be okay with it. Honestly, I don't have a problem with it. And hell, if they bring him back, bring back Ultron while you're at it.
Yeah, if you're going to bring anyone back, bring back Ultron first. The one that actually was designed to be able to come back multiple times.
Literally, that's his whole shtick. You think I'm gone, but I'm not.
Yeah, usually, Ultron's really the only one I'd ever say, bring back. His entire thing is, I'm back. You can't really get rid of me. You can't really get rid of Thanos, but they changed it to the point where they did. Usually I'll be just keep him dead. It's fine. Just keep him dead. It's whatever. He served his purpose, keep him dead. But it's if you're going to bring him back, you've got to do something different with him. So if you make him the whole death connection and go that route, then That's cool with me.
That's true, because now they could do it then, because it would kind of make more sense to do it this time around, the Death Connection. Yeah.
And it's also like, hey, the stones are gone with the new Infinity item, so here's the Infinity Well. And we're going to do that.
Yeah, that would be some good things to do, honestly.
Not that Infinity Well would be a very good title for a movie.
Infinity Well.
We've run out of things.
Oh, God. Yeah, possibilities are there. Who knows? I mean, again, it's rumors, so...
And as I said, at the end of the day, it's only really more of an idea.
Yeah.
It's like, could we do this? Yeah, just put it in a notepad, we'll come back to it. That's probably the extent that they're at with it. I can't imagine they're anywhere further along than that.
You can't imagine they have like a script written for Thanos.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, no, we're not that far along. That's not how far this goes. But if there's an opportunity and a demand and a good idea, we know that's how they operate, because that's how most of the MCU came together, was good ideas to make things. So, like,
and by the time this happens, you just use the volume to render it all in real time.
True.
So it's not like it's going to be expensive. So
that's true. And then you got to give Sony 0.04 of your profits because they invested in Epic. That's big money, Sony. So yeah, Thanos. Tristan, you got any feelings on Thanos? What would you do with him?
Seriously, I wouldn't know, because I thought, to me personally, I thought for the MCU anyway, I thought the story was complete, because he tried to set out what he wanted to do, and to an extent that he did do that. Well, aside, if you wanted to elaborate more on his stalkerish behavior on Lady Death, I mean, we could do it that way, which should be cool. But then you probably have to try and do what Liefeld wants to do.
Did I mention Liefeld? No.
it put Deadpool into it some way.
Yeah, no need for that.
Why? Because it was all him.
He doesn't exist.
He can't hurt you if you don't mention him.
He shows up to my neck of the woods every so often.
Oh, damn, Liefeld. I mean, there could be a possibility where they're like, yeah, Deadpool. I mean, you could. I personally wouldn't want them to touch Deadpool and Thanos together, but
because that whole thing is dumb, and the fact that there's people out there now that are like, "Oh, Death, isn't that Deadpool thing? Like Thanos stole it." It's like, no, shut up.
No.
I mean, what I do, like, if they didn't do it with Deadpool, I would want to see that, and how they would like incorporate Lady Death into the whole MCU, and why Thanos is so obsessed with trying to capture her attention.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool, honestly. Different angles.
And it makes sense for like Death to come along soonish, because the Eternals are clearly going to build up,
right?
And so is Doctor Strange. That whole side, there's the Celestials in the hierarchy. You can't do Doctor Strange without the Living Tribunal, especially in the multiverse movie. So you got to introduce a lot of other stuff, and that's one of them. So
exactly. So yeah, it all kind of lines up. So I could see something happening, but I guess only time will tell. That's the takeaway.